The third theorem on complex integration, or you can say, sorry, vector integration or on line integral is about Gauss divergence theorem. This also will help us to find the line integral only, but here you can see some change in the line integral. Suppose we have S as a closed boundary surface of a region whose volume is nothing but V. So we have some surface whose volume is V. Then if you take any vector field F defined in this V and that is on this surface S, then if you want to find a line integral of the form F dot n ds, okay, see how it is. All integration we used to take on, what was the curve we used to take? Line integral F dot dr or whatever we have taken till now. It was on curve C, isn't it? So suppose if you have on the surface S, this can be done with the help of divergence theorem only. There are some examples here where they have not mentioned the theorem name. But how to identify that it is Gauss divergence theorem is integration if it is carried out over a surface S is taken up, it has to be taken as divergence of F dV. Okay. Now, do you remember whenever you dealt with volume, how many dimensions you have taken? How many dimensions you have taken?
3.
3 dimensions, isn't it? So you have to remember that here this integration is converted into triple integration. If you just compare with Stokes theorem, no? Stokes theorem we converted in terms of double if z is equal to 0. Am I right? So here it converts to a triple integration. So what are important when you solve such line integral using divergence theorem is you should find divergence of that vector field and you should write the limits for all the 3 variables x, y, z. This is important. And this is simpler comparing to Stokes that you will come to know after solving the example. Okay, now n is nothing but it's a vector which is perpendicular to this surface S. Now, one more thing. See, when you deal with the application part of line integral, in the syllabus, 2 applications are being mentioned. One is work done. Can anybody remember what is the work done? How we calculated work done?
Integration of F over C is equal to integration of F dr by dt.
Yeah,
A
that
to
is
B
it.
limit.
Yeah, yes. The main part here, you have to just use the same line integral formula only to find work done, isn't it? This is already being taken up. This is one application. In the syllabus, they have mentioned one more application as flux. Flux. So here, if you take the integral f dot n ds over the surface S, this is referred as flux integral. Are you getting the change? So in the actually till now they have asked in only one exam about finding the flux. So flux finding means you have to take the help of divergence theorem. This part has to be remembered. And how work done is calculated by using the definition of line integral. Clear? Okay, see this is what is given. The integral f dot n ds over S is also referred as flux integral or flux of the vector field F across S. Now with this, let us start solving the example. Okay, write down this example. Evaluate f dot ds over S where f bar is equal to 4xi minus 2y square j plus z square k and S is a surface bounding the region. Means it is a boundary for the region x square plus y square equal to 4 comma z equal to 0 and z equal to 3. See, nowhere in the question they have mentioned that it is to be done by Gauss theorem or divergence theorem. Both means the same. It is Gauss divergence theorem. The reason is Gauss is the mathematician who has given this theorem and we use it as a quantity. Line integral converted as divergence. That's why it is even called as divergence theorem. Am I right? Okay. Now how to identify that it is Gauss divergence theorem only? Which quantity? Can see the question, nowhere it is mentioned. How can I say that it is on the divergence theorem? Just now I told one point. If you remember, you can answer.
Integral over a surface.
Very good. Yes, yes. Wherever integration over a curve C, this can be referred as line integral. When you have a surface S, it is 100% divergence theorem. Got it? Okay. Let us apply. So by divergence theorem, what we have? Integration f dot ds. Now you can compare. Here we have f dot ds. Here it is f dot n ds. You need not have to worry whether n is included or no. Just to see if it is over a surface. If n is mentioned, take it. If not mentioned, don't take. Because in one problem, no, even they have taken it as double integration over s. That they are the notations. We'll not go into detail. We'll just see how to solve example. Is it okay? Okay,
Yes,
write
ma'am.
down about the divergence theorem. So it is integration f dot ds over s can be written as divergence f dv over v. Am I right? This is by divergence theorem. See, divergence is easy. Can anybody tell me Stokes theorem converts the dot product into what? What we considered there instead of divergence in Stokes theorem?
Curl.
Curl of
Curl we have taken.
Curl
So
of F.
comparison wise, you can take very easily. See, I can tell you now. Definition wise, we know how to do it. F dot dr is there. We have taken dr by dt into dt. First part, definition. Second, Stokes theorem means this line integral converts to curl F. Third form, Green's theorem. Green's theorem at least is entirely different. M dx plus n dy type of line integral. Am I right? Now you have, if it is integration over S, this is 100% divergence theorem. Okay. Now here to substitute, two things are required. One, we have to find divergence. Second thing, limits. If these things are there, we can easily evaluate a line integral. Got it? Now start with divergence of F. How divergence of F is given by? What is this? Divergence means divergence of any vector field.
Del dot F.
Del
Dot
dot
product
F
with
in
del.
this. Let us find it. Del means dou by dou xi, dou by dou yj, dou by dou zk. Dot product with F. F is what? 4xi minus 2y square j plus z square k. You know how to do the dot product. How can we done? Multiply corresponding I coefficients. So dou by dou x operating on 4x means what we'll get? What is the derivative of 4x with respect to x?
4i, ma'am.
No, I dot I is 1.
4.
Okay.
Sir, ma'am.
Yeah.
4.
Dou by dou y operating on minus 2y square means
4y.
minus 4y. Dou by dou z operating on z square means
2Z.
2z. So what you can do here, you can take, and is there anything common here? Yeah, 2 can be taken out, right? 2 minus 2y plus z. Am I correct? What is this? This is divergence of the given vector field. Okay. Now, we require now the limits. To get the limit, just go to the surface, given condition. So what they have given, z is equal to 0 means, and z equal to 3 means what? Isn't it? That is a variation.
0 to 3 limit.
Yes. So given z varies from 0 to 3. Very clear it is. Next, I want the variation for x and y. Okay. For this, if you remember your problems, how you used to solve for volume. Do you remember the procedure? I'll just explain it. Just explain in short. Suppose some curve is given like this. Suppose they have given like x square plus y square plus z square is equal to some 9, something is given. and if you want to obtain the limits, if you are calculating a volume, first what you have to do, just keep only z here, remaining terms you shift. So what will get here? 9 minus x square minus y square. Am I right? This is z square actually. So what will be z? Z you should take it as plus or minus. Do you remember it? Yeah. So z varies from negative of this value to positive. Okay. Next, you want the limits for y. To get the limits of y, what is the procedure? What was the simplification you used to take in problems related to y? Put already what is obtained, put that as 0 in the curve. You should put z as 0. So if z is 0, isn't it? It's an equation in x and y. Am I right? So from this equation, tell me what will be y then?
9 minus x square.
9 minus x square under the root, and this is y square equal to, so y will be plus or minus. Am I right? So again, you used to say it varies from negative to positive of the value. Now, when I want to get the value of x, what we used to do?
Put y equal to 0.
And
Z
z
equal
also
to
should be 0. This goes in order actually. If you put both as 0, you'll get only x square is equal to 9. X can be written as plus or minus 3. This is the overall procedure. I don't know how you have followed it, but this is the way we have to get the limits. You can just open the book and check for the problem solved on volume. Okay, this is the procedure what we apply. Got it. Now, z is given already as constant, not to worry. Now, I want to get the limits for x and y. So for this, what you do first, from the given equation, this x square plus y square equal to 4, you find what is y. So first write x square plus y square equal to 4 will give me y equal to what? Tell me what you'll get. Under the root?
4 minus x square.
Yes.
4 minus x square.
Under the root 4 minus x square, only thing we have to take plus or minus. Because no, if I take only one value, can I get the variation then? If I just take it as only positive value, no, I will not get. Correct? So here plus or minus, we have to take it. Now to get the value of x, what we have to do? Put y as 0. Why I'm not using z? Because in this equation, can you see any z here? Can you see any z? No, no?
No, ma'am.
No. So just put y as 0. So that what will be the value of x? X will be plus or minus 2. Am I right? Is the part clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just take the limits as properly, then only the part will be easier. See, you know that when you substitute in terms of triple integration, outside you should have constant, then inside it may be a function, no problem. But outside always it should be a constant. How can I get a constant? By putting those earlier variables as 0. Okay, now after this, let us substitute in equation 1. Therefore, equation 1 becomes integration over s f dot ds will be integration over v. What is my divergence? 2 into 2 minus 2y plus z dv over v. Now this volume converts into triple integration. So you can take triple integration. I can take this 2 outside. Remaining is 2 minus 2y plus z. Now the order how we have to take, we have to just check. Now just see about x, y, z. Anything which has got variable limit? Any x, y, z has got a
Y.
variable limit? Y.
Y.
Correct. So you can keep x and z where you want. You can keep at first or second place, but compulsorily this has to be taken either inside or at the second place, not last. Okay, I'll better take it inside. Why to get confused? Am I right? Variable limit should be written inside. Otherwise, you cannot solve the problem. Next, you can take x and then you can take z, your choice. So x, or else what I'll do, I'll keep x last. So x, I'll take it as minus 2 to plus 2. And z is varying from 0 to 3. See, these two you can interchange, no problem, but this cannot be kept anywhere. You can keep it at second place, no problem, but preferably inside. Then what is the order then? Inside I'm writing for y means I have to take
dy dz.
very good. dz dx. Start with the integration part. Hope you know how to do it. So first we are going to integrate with respect to y. Okay, just a second, just 1 second. Yeah, what I've taken is 2 plus z I have taken. Remaining thing is minus 2y. Still this has to be integrated, no? So I'll write minus 2. What is the integration of y? Y is y square by 2, no? Am I right? See, these two are constant, but y is a variable. What are the limits again? Minus root of 4 minus x square to root of 4 minus x square. So this 2 and 2 will be cancelled. Still this has to be integrated with respect to z and then with respect to x. Now can anybody tell me any value, any term going to be 0 here? If you put the limit, let us see who can observe it properly. Any term? See, I have got y and I have got a y square. Huh?
Y square.
Y square term, isn't it? Why? Because if I put the upper limit, it is 4 minus x square. I have to square it, right? It is 4 minus x square minus lower limit. If I square, negative the whole square is still is positive only. So what will get? 4 minus x square only, correct? Isn't it? Both will go if it is positive, if the power is 2. Right? So actually this term goes to 0. Now, so this remaining thing you can say this is 2 plus z. Okay, sorry, this is z equal to 0 to 3. 2 plus z. Can you tell me what you will get if you substitute this upper limit? See, this is like a. I can say root a minus of minus root a. So it will get cancelled or added up?
Added.
Added up, obviously. So what you will get? Isn't it 2 times root of 4 minus x square? Huh? With pencil, what you do? Just take this as 0. Tell me. Any confusion? See, this is converted to 2 terms. In this, if I put it for this y square, no? Okay, if you are not comfortable with this 0, if this cancellation, if you're not comfortable, yeah, what I can do here, I can substitute it. This is first integral. Okay, just 1 second. Minus, if I put it, this is 4 minus x square minus of 4 minus x square. This also is okay. This is dz dx, correct? So this is somehow going to be 0. So remaining thing, isn't it? This is remaining. In this 2 2s are, I can take this 2 out. So it becomes 4. Now you can see, is it like z and x terms are separated here? Isn't it? They are separated. And how you have the limits for z and x? They are variable or constant?
Constant.
They are
Constant.
constant only. So can we do the separation? Yes. So what is that? I separate z term. So I'll write z equal to 0 to 3 dz. Tell me among this, which are the terms containing z? 2 plus z. Which are the terms containing x? If you are not comfortable, you can do it as separate, but this is the easy way. Nothing much. These terms you can easily separate and limits are constant so that we could write it as a product of these two integrals. So simultaneously we can do the integration. What is the integration of 2 with respect to z? Tell me faster. 2 with respect to z.
0.
2 with respect to z. Integration, madam.
2z.
2z. Z. Z integral. Z square by 2. Correct? Limits are 0 to 3. How to integrate root of 4 minus x square? Which formula? Tell me the
Root of
formula
a
for.
square minus
Tell me the formula. What will you get? X by 2 root of. Tell me the formula. A square minus x square plus
Plus a square by 2. A
Ah.
square by 2.
Sin
Sin
inverse.
inverse of x by
Yes, make a note
X
of
by
this.
2.
This is useful here. 2 times we are going to use it. Okay, let me apply the same thing. So x by 2. X by 2 root of a square minus x square plus a square by 2. What is a square? 4 by 2 sin inverse of x by a. What is my a in this problem? My a is 2. Correct? What are the limits? Minus 2 to plus 2.
Minus 2 to plus 2.
Okay, substitute now. This is 4 into bracket. If I substitute z as 3, 2 3s are 6. 3 square is 9 by 2. And what happens to the lower limit if I substitute? It is 0. So leave it. Only substitute upper limit. Okay, into. Now what happens to this term if I substitute upper and lower limit? Think about this term. If I take x as 2, 4 minus 4, 0. If I take x minus 2, if I square this minus 2, what will be the value? Isn't it again 4? So what happens to this term?
0, ma'am.
0, correct? For both upper and lower limit, if it is 0, you can write like this. It's not cancelled, it goes to 0. Okay, so this is 2 ones are 2 twos are. So 2 into sin inverse of upper limit is 2. If in place of x, if I write 2, 2 by 2 is how much? 1. What is sin inverse 1? Okay, write it as sin inverse 1 minus lower limit is, if you put x as minus 2, what will get? Sin inverse of minus 1. Else, the answer is, this is 4 into 2. LCM for this is 2. If you take LCM, this 2 I have already written, so I should multiply by 2 here. Correct? 6 2s are 12 plus 9. What is sin inverse 1? This 2 already I have taken here. Huh? What is sin inverse 1?
190.
90 means pi by 2, all right? Minus. What is sin inverse of minus 1 is minus 90. What is the value of pi by 2 minus of minus pi by 2?
5.
Pi. So pi into, just simplify this. Tell me the last answer. 12 plus 9 is 21. 21 into 4 is? 21 into 4.
84 by
84 pi. So the value of this is pi. Correct? Hope the problem is clear. Main important here, evaluation of triple integral. So your first semester knowledge is very important. Recall it. Otherwise, keep those books and try to understand the part. Okay. So this is about the first example. See, it's easy actually comparatively. Only you have to find divergence and the limits correctly. Let us take second example. Write down all of you. Yeah, write this example. Evaluate double integration f dot n ds over the entire surface of the region above xy plane bounded by the cone z square equal to x square plus y square and the plane z equal to 4 where f bar is equal to 4xzi plus xy z square j plus 3zk. 3zk. Now again here also they have not mentioned that it is according to which theorem. Okay. Now again this is a double integration over S. So somehow it is over S is referred as divergence theorem. Let us write that divergence theorem. So they have used here double integration. You make use of the same thing. Not to worry about this RHS part. RHS part is same. It is divergence F dot dV or divergence F dV over the volume V. Okay, what I said, what are important here? Two important things. You should find divergence and also the limits, isn't it? So I'll give you some time. Find divergence F. You know how to do it. See, we may be at the last class of this, but divergence earlier classes we have learned, right? But this is still useful. So the whole topic is connected. Tell me, let us see who will tell me first. Divergence F. Fast. With respect to X. This with respect to Y. Easy way. This with respect to Z. Are you getting same?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is divergence. Now nothing is common. Let us keep it as it is. Now important is about limits. So what limits we have to take? Yeah. Here they have not given us Z equal to 0 to 3 or 0 to 4, something like that. But here they have given one value. What is that? Z equal to 4. One more thing they have given that it is above XY plane. That means what is the contribution of Z there? It's in XY plane. Means
Z0.
Z is 0. So what you can say? Z is varying from 0 to 4, no? Am I right? Because they have given here Z equal to 4. Now, just to see this equation of cone they have given. For this, there is a relation between X, Y, Z all. Okay. Now, even they have given that it is and the plane Z equal to 4. So what has to be done is replace this Z by 4. You will get an equation in X and Y. Am I right? Okay. So if you put Z equal to 4, we'll get X square plus Y square equal to 4 square. 4 square means 16, no? Let us see the limits for X and Y now. Okay. Yeah. From this, tell me what is the limits for Y.
16 minus x square under root.
Yeah. Plus or minus 16 minus X square. Correct? Now, how can I get the limit for X then?
Plus or minus 4.
Y equal
Yeah.
to 0.
Put Y equal to 0, then you will get X square as 16 or X equal to plus or minus 4. This is how it has to be obtained. Okay. Now let us take the equation 1 and substitute. Okay. Therefore, equation 1 becomes double integration S f dot n ds is equal to, yeah, integration over V, divergence of f is 4z plus xz square plus 3 dv. Let us convert it into triple integration. You tell me what I have to write here. Better I'll keep z here only. That is z is varying from 0 to what? 4. Then I have to write here as for x, no? X is varying from minus 4 to plus 4. And y varies from minus root of 16 minus x square to plus. What is divergence? It is 4z plus xz square plus 3. First we have to integrate with respect to, tell me the order here.
dy
Y
dy
X.
dx.
Divide
Y,
S
X
dz.
and Z. Okay, yes. Now first I'll take this part. Means I'll integrate with respect to y. Now just see if I do with respect to y, what is this bracket? Is it a constant or a variable? Just tell me in bracket, can you find any y?
Constant.
Yeah, there is no y means the whole bracket is constant. So I'll take that as it is. And then remaining is 1. What is the integration of 1 with respect to y is y. Correct? What are the limits? Again, minus to plus. Then dx dz. Yeah, we have observed here. Yeah, for this, if I substitute upper minus lower limit, is it going to be 0 or it will be added up?
Added.
Added up. So I'll write one step
Added
directly.
up.
This becomes like 2 times this limit, right? 2 times this quantity. So I'll keep my 2 out. I'll write like this. Z is varying from 0 to 4. X varying from minus 4 to 4. Then I'll keep this bracket as it is. Then what I will do is I'll write it as root of 16 minus x square. Hope clear. If you substitute the limit, it is 2 times. I'm just writing 2 outside. Now, I'll do one simplification. This, no, actually, if you take it, it is complicated. The reason is, no doubt here we have both as constant limit, but you can observe there is some x here. I should separate it, right? It is not easy to separate. Agree? Like
Yes,
previous
ma'am.
example. Previously, we had z term different and x term different. So we separated. Am I right? If you have a solution in your hand, you can just check with that in the book. Here it is difficult. So what I'm going to do is, I'll just tell me which is the term in this, which is not containing x in this bracket.
4z and 3.
Okay, so I'll combine it. I'll take it as one term and then xz square, I'll take it as second term. Okay, let me do that. Then I'll tell why I did. So z is varying from 0 to 4, x varying from minus 4 to plus 4. I'll just, as I said, no, I'll take 4z plus 3 as one term. But any term to be taken up should be multiplied. So what I have to write here? 16 minus x square, correct? Then dx and dz. Then I'll separate it. What is my next term is with plus integration. So here I'll take a common bracket so that too is for both. Z varying from 0 to 4, x varying from minus 4 to plus 4. Can you tell me what will get that term? Isn't it xz square into that? Xz square into root of 16 minus x square dx dz. Okay. Have you learned one concept? Suppose if you have a function f of x which is even, and suppose if you have the limits as minus a to plus a, suppose the function is even, what do you write the value of the integral? If the limits are minus a to
2
plus a.
times 1.
Very good. 0, yeah, 2 times 0 to a f of x dx we write. What do you do if the function is odd?
0.
0.
Directly you write it as 0. How do I check even and odd nature? In the function, replace x by minus x. If you get it as minus f of x, it is odd. If you get it as plus f of x, it is even. Am I right? Now,
Yes, ma'am.
see, this is a function of x. Okay, this has got a even power. So even power will give me even function only, not to worry. So no botheration for this. But here if you can see, 16 minus x square is even, but what about x raised to the power 1? Even function or a odd function?
Odd function.
Odd function. Because and odd into even is always odd function. Why I'm using the concept? What are the limits here? Isn't it that it is in the form minus a to plus a? Correct? So if you have minus a to plus a, what can I write the straight away the value of this second integral? Isn't it? 0 means my work will be done. Much of the work is reduced. Okay. So right. So this is what I'll do now here. just you can mention the same integral is equal to 0 because x into root of 16 minus x square is odd. This much is enough. If you just write that the function is odd, that is enough. But you write the value of the integral as 0. So what I have to see only, isn't it? We have to only concentrate here. Now in this, can we separate x and z terms? Can we separate x and z terms in this integral? Easily we can do it. Here if you do it also, here also you can do it now. But what happens if you do it and ultimately the answer is 0? So don't take much trouble. Okay. Now what are the terms containing x? 16 minus x square, am I right? Minus 4 to plus 4. What is the integration of 4z with respect to z? Tell me the value, please. Integration of z.
Z square by
Yeah, plus 3 will becomes 3z, correct? Z varying from 0 to 4. Into. Yeah, for this, isn't it? We have to apply the same formula just now used. Let us use the same thing. Tell me what is that formula is? X by 2 root of a square minus x square plus a square by 2. A square by 2 sine inverse of x by a. What is my a? 4. This is 2 ones are 2 twos are. We'll get 2 into bracket. 2 into 4 square. 4 square is 16 twos are 32 plus. If you put z as 4, 4 threes are 12. Can you tell me any value, any term going to be 0 for upper and lower limit both? Isn't it 16 minus x square becomes 0? Check 16 minus 16, 16 minus 16. This is 2 ones are 2 eights are. Correct? 8 comes out. Okay, or else 8 into. Substitute upper limit 4. Sine inverse of 4 by 4 is how much? What is sine inverse 1?
Sine inverse
Sine
pi
inverse
by
1 is pi by 2 minus of. Again, sine inverse of minus 1. Minus pi by 2. Tell me the overall answer. Do the calculation first. Tell me the value. (32 plus 12 is, I think, 44. 44 into 16 into pi.
704 pi.
Yes, it is 704 pi. 16 is 8 into 2, no? 8 to the 16. Yeah. Hopefully all are getting same answer. Practice it once again, then only will become perfect. Otherwise it is difficult. I'll take one more. Yeah, do write it. If f bar is equal to 2xyi plus yz square j plus xzk and S is the rectangular parallelepiped. S is the rectangular parallelepiped. Bounded by x equal to 0, y equal to 0, z equal to 0 and x equal to 2, y equal to 1, z equal to 3. Find a flux across S. This is from January 2020 question paper. Sorry, it is from August 2020 question paper. Regular exam, they asked it. Okay, tell me this problem belongs to what? See, no, nothing they mentioned, even line integral, nothing they have mentioned. What they have asked? They have asked for flux. Flux means again we can calculate by
Divergence.
divergence
Divergence.
theorem only. Do write it. So by divergence theorem, flux is given by integration f dot n ds over s, and which can be written as integration v. What I have to write here? Divergence of f. Let me use a small f. What they have used, use it the same. They'll not cut the marks for that, but yeah. Just find divergence of f. You should write the steps and all, huh? Here I'm just showing because it is a earlier concept only. So derivative of 2xy with respect to x means 2y. Yz square with respect to y means what? Z square. Xz with respect to z means x.
X.
Check, divergence is same. And the variations of x, y, z are given very clearly. Am I right? All are constant. X is varying from 0 to 1, y from 0 to, sorry, x is varying from 0 to 2, y from 0 to 1, z from 0 to 3. Don't interchange. Take them same. Let us substitute in equation 1. Therefore, equation 1 becomes, okay, flux is equal to integration. Okay, shall I write a triple integration only? You are aware how to take it? So you can take any order. Shall I take in order x, y, z? So here what I have to write? Divergence f is what? 2y plus z square plus 3. Sorry, not 3, it is x, no? Take x. What I have to write here then if I have written like this?
dz dy
Dx.
dz dy dx.
Now, see x, y, z all are constant. Can I separate and write it? Like earlier how we did? Can we do that? Answer fast. I'll keep as x and y same. I'll integrate it. Tell me the integration of this term with respect to z. Fast. You can just,
xy
even you can take 2y plus x constant and then you can write z. No problem, huh? Then z square becomes z cube by 3, no? Am I right? Yeah, dy dx. Now put the limits. So this is x is varying from 0 to 2, y is varying from 0 to 1.
6y 3x
6y plus 3x. Very good. Plus
plus 1.
how 1? 3 cube. 3 cube divided by 3, how it will be 1?
Sorry, ma'am.
3 square remains, no? 9.
9.
Okay, now do it with respect to y. What is constant? 3x plus 9 can be treated as constant. Then you can take a y plus 6y. How we can do it? 6 into y square by 2, no? Y varying from 0 to 1. Yeah, complete it. So it is x varying from 0 to 2. If you substitute the limit, what will get? Y is 1, no? Means 3x plus 9. Y is 1 means 3. Correct? 3 plus this 9 is how much? 12. Right? Now integrate. 3x integration is 3 x square by 2. 9 plus 3 is 12. 12x between 0 to 2. Substitute the limit and tell me the answer fast. 2 if you substitute one of the two. 3 2s are 6. 12 2s are 24. Is the answer 30?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, correct.
Yes, ma'am.